Well, for people who haven't seen me on Ink Master and are wondering like what made me get into tattooing, it's a long story, but I'll just kind of give you a really quick rundown. You know, I started in the early 90s. Tattooing wasn't popular then. In fact, you know, my parents kind of disowned me for it. You know, I had to push a lot of people out of my life, and everybody told me not to do it. It was more of a, I was just fascinated by it. This is back in the day where I had to make all my own equipment. You couldn't buy anything on the internet. There really was no magazine, so we didn't even know what good tattoos were. So I was just something that, you know, I was always a musician. I was into music, so when you see tattoos on rock and roll guys and stuff, of course, you know, that always attracted me as a kid. Plus anything to get the ladies, right, you know? It's just, to me, it's magic. I mean, tattoos are magic. Like, blue shouldn't be in your arm. That's not normal. Green, shouldn't be in your arm. Well, you know, some people, but you know, it's the colors and things like this should not be in the body. And every time I see it, and it gets better and better, it's just amazing. It's like magic. It's real. I've done all kinds of art forms, and it's the hardest art form there is, in my opinion, because it's breathing, it's living, it's moving, it's changing. It's you take it to the grave, but your body's constantly molecularly changing at all levels. So when you break it all down, the science behind it and everything, and then there's healing involved, and how good or not you tattoo it, it's so, I guess that's what keeps me going, because there is no perfecting it. The moment you think you're an ink master, you're not. We're doing a Japanese geisha, and she's, my customer here wanted to make this a little different and zombify this geisha. So we're gonna make her look decrepit and a little sickly, and like she just got bit, and a little, you know, hollow out her eyes, and kind of make the things look a little torn up, a little weathered. Well, I chose Gatineau, Ottawa, you know, to do the first convention. I hadn't done anything overseas, or, you know, I had to get my passport. And I had panic disorder for so many years that I really didn't fly until I did Ink Master. So when I finally started doing some flights from California to New York, I thought, man, I'm going to branch out and try to go somewhere. And I like the cold weather and hockey and all that, so I thought I'd head up here and see what the people are like. But so far, so good. I love it. Everybody's been kind and loving, and really, you know, really nice to us. It's been a really good trip.
I'm Rebecca Bax. I'm from Brockville, and I came here because I followed Jason on Instagram. I didn't even know about the show until he posted up that he was coming, and I booked with him to do a zombie geisha. I knew his specialty was more Japanese artwork, and he wanted to do a portrait, so we kind of worked off each other's ideas to come up with that.
Over the years, I've really had to learn how to travel for a tattoo convention. It's not like my daily setup where I have an apprentice and I have everything around me. You kind of really have to pack really small, make sure everything's like as micro as possible, because you have these weight limits with the airports. And it's something to think about. I always bring, because I do big Japanese work, I always bring my bench. You know, I'm starting to figure that out as I go, and especially as I do international traveling, I'm starting to learn all the little tiny things that I need to do with that as well. And other than a couple ink bottles exploding in your luggage, that's, you know, that sucks. Hey baby, that's the life of a pirate. That's the way we roll. So, you know, that's what I sign up for. I love it. That's what makes it more of an adventure.